friends, look, isn't this cute? I've been making these little bunnies, and I wanted to show you on today's video how you can make them too, even if you don't sew. I don't know if you can see this guy here. I stitched him, and then I just used a little scrap piece of fabric to make a bow for him, for his little neck. But you could also just use glue and just run glue along the edge. These are cute. The edges, as these kind of sit out, are gonna get frayed. This material is linen, and I just like that natural, casual look. And so these aren't like fancy at all, but you could make a bunch of them and put them in a bowl. Or if you wanted, you could make a what do you call it? A banner. You could use some little jute twine and string them all on a rope and make a cute little banner. Or you could glue in some string, make a loop of string, and make like a little Easter tree. Hang them on a little Easter tree. I've seen people do that. Not like a big fluffy tree, but like just a branch, and then they hang. I've seen people hang eggs on a tree, but you could also hang these cute little guys. So let's get to it, and if you have any questions or if you have any other ideas of how to use these, please let me know. I have this pattern in my description of the video if you look below, and you can grab this off of my blog, and all you do is cut them out. It prints out 3, so if you wanted to pin 3 at a time to your fabric, you could do that, and it would make it go a little bit faster. Once I finished cutting this out, I took a piece of fabric and folded it over. So I'm actually cutting 2 pieces of fabric. I don't know if you can tell there. And those little colorful things are just magnets that I use to keep the pattern on the fabric, but sometimes they actually connect to the scissors, like the magnetic thing will mess the scissors up, so I don't often use them for really small pieces. But here I'll show you, I'll fold it out, and you can see I cut it on the bottom edge folded, so there's 2 pieces and they're stuck together, and that just makes it easier. So that's what I would suggest that you do. Somewhere along the side of the bunny, you want to leave like a 2-inch gap, because you're going to be stuffing some polyfill into the bunny, but you don't want to stuff it before you've stitched it, right? So just be sure when you're sewing or when you're gluing that you leave about a 2-inch space. Mine was probably more like an inch, to have room to stuff the soft filling into the bunny body. Sorry, that was my dog panting next to me. But you just kind of have to go slow and go right along the edge. I probably leave around a 1/4 of an inch and just stitch all around. This might be easier with the glue, but I think sewing for me is faster, and that's just what I'm used to, so that's what I do. But you could certainly do this with glue also. It would definitely work. All right, so I have some of my bunnies done, and I'm just stuffing them. I wanted to show you, when you stuff your bunnies, you want to take just a little bitty bit a little bitty bit of the polyfill for the ears. You want to start with the ears, but you just want a tiny bit because these ears are, they look like fingers. These ears are really small, and if you try to push a big wad, it's just going to get stuck right here and it's never going to make it all the way up. So you want to start with really small bits, and then when you get to the body, the main fluffy body, you can add bigger pieces. So like I said, little teeny piece, and I use my finger as much as I can, and then if I get to a place where I really can't, I'll come back in. You can use a pencil, or I have this thing that came out of like a nail kit, chopsticks. You could use the pokey bit of a pair of scissors, but it's not a great idea because you could actually poke all the way through your fabric and that's going to make you sad. So see, because I used such a small bit, I was able to get it all the way up to the very top. So I'm going to fill the rest of this bunny now. Okay, once you're done, I like to just push this batting or fill, whatever you want to call it. I push that down, and then I will actually take it to my sewing machine and stitch it up. You can also hand stitch it. If I was gonna glue this, at this point I would push this over, glue it shut, and probably use a binder clip or a paper clip or something like that to just hold it in place until that glue dried. But you shove all your fill out of the way, you close the gap, and then once it's nice and closed, you can kind of squish this stuff back into the place where it was so it's not lumpy.